Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is FBXW 24/7, and tonight is the night. Tonight, we crown the first ever FBXW 24/7 World Heavyweight Champion, and because of the festivities this month, we are going to put these 6 men inside of an elimination chamber. That's right, and they are not going to be able to escape the participants. You know, we saw them right there on the screen. We have Damian Cross, Rugged Rebel, the Brit Wigger, the Mad Professor himself, Scott Adams, Jesse Ligonier, and Johnny Rotten. And who's coming out first? We have coming out first from the LS, we have none other than a legend himself. He is none other than the Rugged Rebel. And if you don't already know by now, I am Mr. CR Styles. We are in studio to call this epic match, this epic encounter inside of, like I said, this huge, destructive elimination chamber. Rugged Rebel coming inside the ring now. And mind you, we have no idea who's going to start first, or we have no idea who is going to end last. So it is up in the air. It is up to the participants to do what they do best, and that is kick each other's tail inside and out. And who do we have coming down next? There's Rugged Rebel. That's right. Oh, Rugged Rebel's going inside of a chamber, inside one of the pods. But who do we have coming down? Oh, it looks like we have the Mad Professor himself from Canada. He is none other than Professor Who, the Lost Son, the Mad Professor himself, Brit Wigger. Brit Wigger, also a legend that has been around for a long time, and he has also owned. He started EFED Wrestling. He's the one that started a long time ago. So he is actually one of our forefathers of the EFED industry. And not only that, but he is a multiple-time champion. And if you're not careful, he might dismiss you. And there he is, the Mad Professor. I don't know what management was thinking putting this guy inside of the chamber, but I can tell you that it is well deserved. Mad Professor checking out Rugged Rebel. Oh, and it looks like the Mad Professor is going inside another pod. And coming out next. Uh-oh. You know who this is? This is the Prophet of Pain, Damian Cross. And this guy is a huge beast. He is a monster, and he is looking to take the belt for himself. He wants that championship, and quite frankly, I gotta tell you, I think that it is a much-needed championship. I think this is a very much-needed opportunity for the Prophet of Pain, Damian Cross. I mean, my God, I mean, this guy has been, even though as big and as bad as he is, I think, honestly, he's been one of the most underrated superstars we've ever had in the world of EFED Wrestling. This guy is mean. He is starving. He wants FBXW 24/7 gold. And he is ready. It looks like Damian Cross has seen a few wars in his time. Got Brit Wigger. And now Damian Cross. Can he fit in one of those pods? And now we've got here Mr. Jesse Ligonier. And he's coming down the ring. He's ready. I saw this guy backstage. He was having a few hot dogs and a couple of beers. So he's about ready for this match. He looks ready, but You know, I think with the amount of talent that we have in this ring, I could be wrong, but it's looking like he might be outnumbered. And I don't know if this is something he's fully ready for. Oh, and he's mocking Damian Cross. He's right there at the ropes with Damian Cross. I'm surprised Damian Cross just didn't bust open the pod and go after Jesse. And you got Britt Wigger, who is sound ready. He's taking his time. He's playing in his head what he has to do. And we have 2 more participants that need to come down to the ring. After Jesse, we have Scott and we have Johnny Rotten. So it looks like Jesse is going to be going to that 4th pod. So he'll be buying his time inside the pod. And it looks like Scott and Johnny Rotten will be the ones to start off the match. So, and who do we got here? Who do we have here? We've got Scott effing Adams. You know, and I had a little word with Scott Adams backstage.
From England,
and he's got one main focus in mind, ladies and gentlemen. He's got in mind that he wants to destroy. He wants to get his hands on Britt Wigger. I don't know what Scott's obsession is with Britt Wigger, but it is an unhealthy obsession. And we're going to have to see how Scott plays out in this match.
Come on, let's go.
Scott buying his time, getting inside that elimination chamber. And Damian Cross, he's telling one of the referees, let's hurry up. He's like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. This is going by too slow. But Damian Cross, you need to, you know, keep your horns on, man. And last but certainly not least, Scott checking out the competition, because that's what it is. Scott, you have competition, man. And last but not least, there he is, Johnny Rotten.
And from Columbus, Ohio, weighing in at 242 pounds.
That's right, Johnny Rotten.
Johnny Rotten.
Now, Johnny Rotten, I didn't see him backstage. He must have been hiding out. But at the same time, though, I can't blame him. He has to. He was mentally preparing. He was probably in the boiler room, you know, playing over in his head what he's got to do tonight, reviewing, doing his homework, checking tape for what has previously been done to all these other men in this ring. Knowing what Johnny Rotten has to do, him keeping quiet makes him a very dangerous individual. Johnny Rotten checking out the competition. Okay, Johnny Rotten and Scott Adams. Collar and elbow tie up. Scott Adams immediately out of the gate goes for the snake eyes to Johnny Rotten. Scott saying, bring it on. Scott Adams puts Johnny Rotten up. Huge suplex. Collar and elbow tie up. Johnny Rotten. Oh! Side face buster. Johnny Rotten picks him up again. Oh! Comes out with a big time right. Johnny Rotten saying, yeah, you don't screw with me like that, pal. And, fisherman suplex on Scott Adams. Johnny Rotten collar and elbow tie up sends Scott into the ropes. Oh! They both bump into each other. Collar and elbow tie up again. Scott Adams going up. Oh, and Johnny Rotten getting out of it. Oh, and another face buster. A dog face buster on Scott Adams. Johnny Rotten. Oh, going for a crossface. Who's coming out? Who's coming out? Oh, crap. It is Johnny Rotten's tag team partner, Jesse Ligonier. But, of course, I got to tell you, folks, there is no friends in this match, only foes. And a side powerbomb to Johnny Rotten from Scott Adams. Jesse has Scott Adams now. Scott Adams, ooh, knocks Jesse and Johnny together. Johnny Rotten sending him into the ropes. Oh, shoulder block. Johnny Rotten putting Scott Adams up. And, oh, snake eyes to Scott Adams, and Jesse comes out with a bulldog face buster. Oh, slapping his tag team partner in the face. Huge press of knuckle by Scott Adams. Oh, Johnny Rotten puts Scott into the turnbuckle. Oh, Johnny Rotten takes out Jesse at the leg. And who's coming out next? We got another participant, and it is none other than the Mad Professor, Britt Wigger. So Scott, you have your shot at Britt Wigger. Oh, Jesse thought he'd mess with the Professor, but it is Jesse who got body slammed by Britt Wigger. And Scott Adams, oh, huge clothesline to the back of Johnny Rotten. Jesse puts Britt Wigger, oh, sends him flying out of the ring onto that steel. And German suplex after German suplex after German suplex. Scott Adams takes Johnny Rotten to Suplex City. And Jesse, ooh, ouch. Britt Wigger gets slammed against the pod. And a one. Oh, just a one count. The referee was a little slow there on the count, but it looks like Claymore kick to Scott Adams from Johnny Rotten. Britt Wigger getting put back into the ring. And who's coming out next? The Prophet of Pain, Damian Cross. He's going inside the ring now. And Scott Adams, oh, snake eyes to Scott Adams by Jesse. Uh-oh, Damian Cross going after Britt Wigger. And Johnny Rotten and Jesse do battle together. Oh! Britt Wigger still on Damian Cross. And Damian Cross going right after Britt Wigger. Scott Adams not afraid of Damian Cross. Jesse and Johnny face each other on the outside, and Britt Wigger's like, I'm getting out of there. I'm going to go fight these two. While Scott Adams takes care of Damian Cross. Ooh, DDT on Damian Cross. And Jesse and Johnny doing battle. Oh, slap to the chest. Oh. And last but not least, the last person to come into this Elimination Chamber is none other than the Rugged Rebel. Now we are completely at 6 men in this ring. Rugged taking Johnny into the turnbuckle. Oh, what was that? What was that? Face rack? Britt Wigger taking on Jesse and Damian Cross DDTing Scott Adams right on his head. And Johnny Rotten going after. Oh! Johnny Rotten just speared Rugged Rebel out of his sneakers. And a 1 and a 2. Oh! Neckbreaker on Jesse. And Damian Cross and Scott Adams playing on the outside. Jesse after Britt Wigger. Oh, and another spear on Rugged Rebel. Rugged Rebel just completely lost it. 1, 2. Oh, almost. Britt Wigger getting sent to the outside. Damian Cross and Scott Adams still doing battle. Scott Adams picking up the Rugged Rebel. Scott sees an opportunity here. Jesse going after Damian Cross, but Damian Cross picks him up. Jesse gets out of it. Ooh. Oh, uh-oh. And it looks like Scott Adams is choking out the Rugged Rebel. Does Rugged Rebel throw in the towel? And Britt Wigger and Jesse doing battle while Johnny Rotten has Damian Cross DDTing Damian Cross. 1, 2. Oh, not yet, Johnny. We got to do a lot more than that to get Damian Cross out of this. Jesse and Rugged Rebel tying up. Ooh! Johnny just speared Damian Cross. And a 1, 2, 3. Oh, Johnny Rotten taking out Damian Cross. That leaves 5 members of the FBXW 24/7 roster in the ring. And, oh, Jesse just choke slams Johnny Rotten. Rugged Rebel clotheslining Jesse Rigginier. And Rugged Rebel goes for the pin on 1. And Britt Wigger and Scott Adams are doing battle on the outside, slamming each other against the bar, and now Scott is back in the ring. Rugged Rebel getting sent out. Scott Adams has Britt Wigger. Britt Wigger goes up and down with the powerbomb. But a 1, 2, and that's all you're going to get, Scott. You're not going to hold the Mad Professor down that long. Rugged Rebel, he gets out of what Johnny was going to do to him. Jesse is just buying his time. Jesse going after Rugged Rebel. Now, I do want to mind everybody, we are going to have a #1 contendership Royal Rumble before too long, very, very soon. And all these members, minus the champion, are going to be in that Royal Rumble. Oh, and it looks like an outsider edge on Rugged Rebel 2 from Jesse Ligonier. 1, 2, 3, and Rugged Rebel gets eliminated. Now there is 4 members left out of the 6. Jesse stunning Britt Wigger out of his penny loafers. 1, 2. Oh, that's all Jesse's going to get. Jesse, you are on a roll, man. But Britt Wigger is so perseverant. Scott Adams has Jesse. Jesse against the ropes. And, oh! Huge German suplex to a, like a whipping German suplex. Oh! Jesse going after Britt Wigger. Johnny Rotten going after Scott Adams. But Scott Adams unleashes hell on Johnny Rotten. And Professor Britt Wigger going after Scott Adams. What are you doing, Britt? Jesse Ligonier getting put in the detention lock. That is right. That is Britt Wigger's detention lock, and you will not find yourself getting out of it. Jesse, ooh, oh, he just barely got out of that. But Jesse going after Britt Wigger now. Johnny Rotten going after Scott Adams. DDT Scott Adams on the outside. Jesse 1, 2, oh, again. Britt Wigger is so perseverant, you are not going to eliminate him that easy, Mr. Jesse. And Britt Wigger goes for that fake neck breaker to, and Johnny Rotten powerbomb. Is this a powerbomb? Powerbombing Scott Adams to the outside on the steel. And Britt Wigger going after Jesse. Jesse gets picked up. And what are we going to see here? Jesse getting put into the turnbuckles. And Britt Wigger 1, 2, Jesse Ligonier getting pinned by Britt Wigger 1, 2. And Britt Wigger used that curb stomp on Jesse. Britt Wigger screaming at Jesse to get up. But Johnny Rotten is not having it. Johnny Rotten back in the ring. Johnny Rotten completely decimated. Scott Adams on the outside. Scott barely getting back up. Britt Wigger taking on Johnny Rotten. And Johnny Rotten gets the fake neck breaker to the back of the head. Jesse Ligonier. And Scott pinning Johnny. 1, 2, That's all Scott's going to get out of Johnny Rotten is a 2 count. And Jesse thinking he was smart to go after Britt Wigger. And Johnny Rotten getting put up. Ooh, huge powerbomb on Johnny Rotten. And Scott 1, 2. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot believe this. Britt Wigger throwing Jesse back into the ring. Oh, this is an exciting match, ladies and gentlemen. Britt Wigger going after Jesse again. And he was going to get DDT'd, but he works his way out of that DDT, puts him up for a suplex. And Johnny Rotten putting Scott Adams back into the ring. Jesse against the ropes by Britt Wigger. Huge. Oh, and I think the referee may have caught a little bit of that drop kick by Britt Wigger. Not that Britt Wigger meant to do that, of course. Johnny Rotten putting Scott Adams, huge knee to the gut to Scott Adams. And Britt Wigger in pain by Jesse. Jesse putting Britt Wigger on the outside. Jesse going after Scott Adams, helping out his buddy. Oh, and Jesse. Oh, what are you doing, Johnny? Johnny breaking up the pin. But I guess I guess Johnny Rotten wanted a piece of his friend, which is completely stupid in my opinion, but again, there's no friends in this match, only enemies, and Brittler gets choked against the ropes. Oh, and what are we going to do here? Jesse puts Johnny into that outsider's cross edge, and we have a 1, 2. The referee is completely slow in this match. I do not know what her problem is. She needs to be fired. But now we've got Jesse, Brittlinger, and Scott Adams left in the ring. Not a good idea, folks. And Johnny making his way out of the ring because he's been eliminated at the hands of his best friend. What do you think of that? I mean, I think I should put a grudge match between these two guys. Scott Adams going after Jesse, but Brittlinger now having a little bit of a breather. Brittlinger right back into smack dab in the center of everything inside the chamber. Goes for a neck breaker on Scott Adams. Oh, huge right. Brittlinger, getting double teamed now by Jesse and Scott. And Scott Adams ties up. Oh, gets kicked in the side by Jesse. Brittlinger he's kicking. Oh, and Brittlinger puts the face plant, that X Factor face plant on Jesse. Brittlinger going back in the ring and outside the ring to meet Scott Adams outside the ring. God, Brittlinger is just everywhere. He's like a Tasmanian devil. But Brittlinger gets slammed, power slammed, down to the mat, or down to the steel, I should say, and only gets a 2 count. Jesse only got a 2 count from Brittlinger. Oh, and he stuns Jesse. I think Scott Adams just stole Jesse's finisher. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, shit. Now it's Scott versus Brittlinger. Brittlinger gets thrown into that corner post. Brittlinger gets put back up by Scott, and Scott goes for a stunner on Brittlinger. And 1, 2. Oh, so close. Scott, you are so close on that, man. Oh, Brittlinger kicks Scott Adams in the top of his head. Both collar and elbow tie up. What are we going to do here? Jesse is still not getting out of the ring. He's pissed right now. He is pissed. You know what? I am seriously going to set up a grudge match between him and Johnny Rotten. But Brittlinger rolls right out, gets Scott with these huge rights. Well, look, what is Brittlinger going to do here? Put Scott into the middle of the ring, stomping on Scott Adams. What are we going to do here? Oh, curb stomp on Scott Adams. And Brittlinger covers 1, 2. Oh, shit. Britt, you are close, man. You are close. I can feel it. But Scott Adams coming out with uppercuts, lefts and rights. Scott Adams. Kind of like a bow and arrow stomp on the back. Oh, and Brittlinger gets busted open at the hands of Scott Adams. Oh, Scott spears Brittlinger out of his loafers. Scott unloading with huge fists, huge right fists, and stomping on Brittlinger. And Scott steals the curb stomp from Brittlinger. And Scott Adams goes for the count. 1, 2, and 3. And Scott Adams is your brand spanking new, the first ever FBXW 24/7 World Heavyweight Champion. Scott, you have actually earned this. I am proud of you. And this has been FBXW 24/7 with the Elimination Chamber to determine this champion right here, this championship, this beautiful handmade championship that Scott Adams now owns. Scott, you said you wanted it, and you went out and you got it. Congratulations. From all of us here at FBXW 24/7, I am Mr. CR Styles, and we will see you next time.